Welcome back, boys and girls. Hope you are all doing okay. So we are back on Star Rupture, and we've got I started off, well, I left it last as we were setting up something over here, and we have started setting up something over here. And I did a bit of off-camera work. You might be able to see by this big pylon. Basically, I've done some of the long-winded, not so interesting stuff off camera. First of all, I don't want to show you what's going on over there. Let me see if I could just resize this camera down a little bit. There we go. I'll do. And yeah, so we've managed to get to level 7 across the board, apart from 5, which we need heat-resistant sheets, which we need the blueprint for, and I'm still on the look for for that blueprint. But I could suppose use those points to level up there until we find that blueprint. So the next ones are things like, not that one. So the next things we're going to be looking at is unlocking are those. We've got the Mega Press to make some more of the heavy ammo, automate some of that stuff, which would be nice. And yeah, there's just a few things we're going to be looking at to upgrade now. But I did some off-camera work, like building a platform for a factory in this very flat area here. And I've got a build in mind. I want to do a sort of multi-story factory. Within reason, because there's only so much you can actually do with regards of elevation right now, and we do have a metric ass ton of materials to go through. So essentially, before I show you that, we have, let's see, so if we do, oh, that's cool. So essentially, we're using the big Wolfram vein over there. I think there was three veins that we're using because we're bringing them over on, bringing it all in on these 3 rails from over there. And then the titanium is a bit further away. It's just around the other side of that mountain. There's 2 pure nodes that we were accessed on there, and that's. We want to have a look over there at some point, but there is 2 of the massive creatures which we fought in the last episode, and then a metric ass ton of smaller, nastier stuff as well. No, not nastier, but nasty. There is a bunch. I mean, there is a crap ton of sulfur there. There's sulfur over there, and I believe there is helium there as well, and more titanium over there. So this is a really, really good spot, and this is what we've built. This is the start of the platform we're going to use. I'm probably going to extend this all across, all the way over to here as well. Okay, so we've got a little defense turret to keep some of the nasties at bay. And the titanium is flowing in over here because I had to use some of it, as we haven't quite got automated building components over here yet. And we are running on a limited amount, shall we say. So what we are going to do is start with a very simple, basic, very early access things. Early access things. But yeah, so we're going to start with building components, a basic component setup that's just going to make a little bit of components, nothing crazy from here. But we do have to bring the Wolfram down from there, so I'm going to bring that down, hook that under here, and take some out of here as well. Just so we have a stockpile of components, because we need them. And I'm going to build 2 lots of these, because we're going to need some for building now, and some of the intermediary ones as well. So with that, we're going to put a rail connector here. And we're going to put a rail connector. I keep doing this. I keep going in and out. And a rail connector just there next to... That's going to have to be staggered, I believe. That is going to have to be staggered because we've got 2 different lines coming in. So if I stagger that one to here, then we do the same thing here. Stagger that to there. connect that one, connect that one. Again, this is literally just for components. It's going to be nothing else, just components. So we can bring that down here. Is it colliding? I'd rather it not collide. Like that. And then straight up to... here. Oh, wrong way. We've done... sorry, apologies. We've done this the wrong way. We've done this the wrong way around. I apologise. It seems to be a very British thing to do, to apologise. Just apologise for stuff. Yeah, so we're going to get this done. So we bring that down from here. That into... that's kind of annoying, but it's fine. We can work around that. That's not an issue. So go from here. There, 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 and then we're literally just going to bring it straight out of here, from there, to there, like that. Now that is going to make us all the components we are going to need for a very long time, because it makes them at quite a quick rate as well. So let's just... well, I want a good stockpile as well. So we're going to put a connector there. I'm going to have you coming out of there to there. You from there to there. And then you from here to here. And at a later date, we will alter this storage. We'll alter this storage to take what we need. And also supplying further on to... because I think we're probably going to... have our construction components down here, down this end here, and because there is more to just, you know, basic parts. Like this is only like the first step. There is also another step after that, so we're gonna slide that in here, have these feed through the middle and go that way. So this is just to get us started on these components. So we are going to be using that, like so. This is now going to start filling up, like so. That is going to start making our construction components so we can build to our heart's desire. And as this is being used, it's going to start pulling it from over there, which is fine because at the minute it's going to stop on the production of things, and it'll take a while to get from over here, which is an issue. But once they start continuously being used, there'll be a constant stream coming from over there, so it'll be a bit better on the whole side of that. But that is going to be, yes, so look at that already. Get the UI back on. Yeah,
I think I can use this.
Perfect. So we're going to be going down from here. We're going to be going, sorry, we're going to be going across to our titanium. Now this titanium is from 2 pure nodes. But I am going to put another one of these on each of them, because each rail comes from an actual a titanium node itself. So we want to make sure that we have got a nice big buffer of titanium ore. That's all going to move across there, and then that's going to empty. But yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that. So for titanium then, we've got a lot. I mean, we do have a lot of production to go through. So we need smelters, first of all. We need a good portion of... so if I lock the level for this... So I'm going to have wolfram up here, and then titanium ore down here. So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 4 smelters, which will produce a good number of... don't know the exact number, but it'll produce a good number of these of titanium bars, or yeah, bars. So for now, I'm going to work out what the deal is. Do we use... I kind of want to implement those in as well, but at the same time, I don't. I'm going to have this one feeding both that one and this one. I'm also going to have this one feed this one. Game kind of freezes a little bit in between. Let's take the lock level off. Kind of freezes when I'm placing those. I don't know if anyone else is getting that issue, but... So you to there. You to there. And then you to there. Quite simple. Very, very simple setup. I don't think we're going to have an issue with volume for these. But let's just get an idea. Get an idea of the sheer amount of we're going to be putting through. So how much are these making? 2 every 2 seconds, so 1 a second, basically. Now, for manufacturers, well, not manufacturers, manufacturing structures, we're going to want... I mean, what... I want to know what the ratio is. So these is 1 every 2 seconds. Got 2 every 2 seconds. So that's a 1-for-1 ratio. So a smelter can go directly into this one. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to put you into you, and you're going to make those. Because that is a 1-for-1. Just exactly the same as the smelter. So that will keep up and constantly feed that, which is great. Then we're going to do... I feel like we should do... If we do another one... If we do, say, titanium beams, that's 1 every 3 seconds. So... one smelter could feed 3 of these at full speed, if I'm working it out correctly. I don't even know if I'm working it out right. That's making 2 every 2 seconds, so 1 a second, right? That makes 1 every 3 seconds and uses 1 bar. So that should be able to feed 3 of these, if my calculations are correct. Let me test something. For Sky Inch, I'm testing this. Yes, I can. Perfect. So this is going to be titanium bars I'm going to make. So as long as I leave a gap between. So leave the gap in between. That's absolutely cracking. That's cracking. This is not like my typical setup, like my other factory. That factory, what do you mean it's colliding or something? Oh, there we are. Then that's going to go into there. It's not like my other factory. That other factory was really good for starting and getting going. But this one is going to be about mass production. This section is going to be about mass production anyway. So from there to titanium bars, titanium beams. Sorry, not titanium bars, titanium beams. And then from... Okay, right, got you. Lock the level. Again, we're going to lock that level in. I'm going to lock that level in as well. I don't know if we are going to be able to stay at this height because of... It goes down there, so let's see if we can. Oh, we can. That's ideal. So we can do that. Good. Right, that's good. So now these beams are going to be coming onto here. Which will then go into some storage. I should be using the building drone for this. I keep forgetting about the building drone. I'm going to do storage. It says not enough resources. Already out of that. Wow. That did not take long. Did not take long to get out of those resources.
That's just what I need.
Well, at least we've got those being produced now anyway. So that... Yeah, that should keep this running. I mean, I may be wrong. I may be way off on my... what do you call it? My calculations here. But one a second into one every 3 seconds? That means these should fill. Completely fill. Do I keep forgetting to switch to the building drone. Titanium beam. Nope, not calcium ore. Titanium beam. What's this? This does seem a little bit of a waste. Really. Does seem a little bit of a waste to just have one smelter going into that, but it is 1-for-1, so it's kind of makes sense. So again, with these steel plates, we are going to do exactly the same, but we're going to bring it along here. To there. Straight in there. Then we need to set the storage for this. And then we will start working on, building these materials up. So the next one we're going to be doing is... What is the next one? Steel component. So, rod. Okay, rods. Let's have a look at what the ratio for rods is. I can't not remember off the top of my head. Rods is 1 every 2 seconds. So we could do 2 of these. Right? Yeah, I did. Placed it wrong, didn't line up, and everything has to line up and be symmetrical in factory games. Everyone that plays factory games knows that. It's the unspoken rule of factory games. Everything has to be lined up, symmetrical, beautiful looking. Well, not beautiful looking. But then you have the then you have the spaghetti lovers of the world. That's not going to work. I need to bring this. Unless I do it, just do it at a different height. Can't, because try it at a different height. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I like testing. same height? That's the same height. So I can get that into there, no issue. But will I be able to get that into any of these? No, because of that thing. Yeah, we're going to have to rethink that. Maybe, just maybe, we stagger this out left a little. Let's get rid of that. If we then stagger this out a little and leave... Can't really stagger it out. Unless we do it above that. That could work. No, we can't. We can't do it above. Or can we? Is that one above, or is that just... See, I'm not going to be able to do... Unless I come here. It's going to be a little bit scuffed, but... Right, so you goes to there. There. You come in down there. You come here. Cat. Mindwin. So let's go from here to that. 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 We don't need this. What was I on? What was I thinking about with that? I was thinking about adding a third one on. That was why. Okay. Absolutely fine. So do that. Is that the right level? Yes, it is. Lock level. Start filling in these gaps. Before I fall through them, snap my shins, all that sort of good stuff. Well, you can actually snap your shins in the game, but it would be quite funny. But we are going to run into a slight issue here of this platform here not being... Unless we put fabricators under here, which I suppose is a good option. So titanium rods. Titanium rods. Mounts. There. I have to stagger these ever so slightly, just because... the way that the rails work. We need to unlock that, don't we? And then you can just go into there. Nice. So, rod, and rod. Nice. Get a good stockpile of rods going. So what's the one that we're missing now? We're not. We've got one. Okay, we've got one spare. We've got 60 a minute. Is it? Yeah, 60 titanium bars spare a minute, which I think is fine. I'll keep hold of that now. For now, if we need to make more rods because we're using too many, we can do that. That's fine. What I want to move on to now is wolfram. Now with wolfram, there's only a couple things we really need to do. And is that? I need to get up there. I don't know why I'm trying to do it all from down here because I actually need to get up there. We're going to obviously sort this base out, make it easily accessible around everywhere, so on. But for now, I just want to get the basics made. Is that a fabricator? That is a fabricator. So we need to smelt this first. Let's do some platforms just to cover that back up. Then we're going to go for the smelters first, because you have to melt it before you can make anything with it. Not stable. Right, so first of all, what I want to do is get into my drone. Turn all these to Wolfram bars. This is not going to be like by any stretch of the imagination optimal. Well, I want to see how much we can actually. So that's 1 a minute. 60 a minute. I want to know what the throughput is of what they're providing. So I'm going to go and check those and see how much they're providing a minute. Right, okay, so we've got 2 impure and 1 normal. So we've got 4.8 a minute, because a normal is... No, it's not. Why can't they just do them per second or per minute ratios? Why do they have to do like 4 every 2 seconds? Why is my brain struggling with this? So, okay, the normal provides 120 a minute. The normal provides, 60 a minute. So we've got a 240 wolfram ore a minute over here on these belts. And I need to find a way back up. And I think I'm going to have to potentially try and get on here. No, that's not going to work. So I'm going to run back over and work out what's what, because essentially we need to try and work out just how much of this ore we can use a minute through a smelter. So I will bring you back in a second. Right, so an impure, I can't remember which is which, but I believe this is the pure and that's the impure and then that's the impure as well. If I remember correctly, we shall see when we start using it. So I'm pretty confident I could probably support, with the pure, I could probably support. Let's see. Let's just work this out. Because I'm not going to use any guides. I'm not going to use optimal this, that, and the other, because I like to sort of work as I go. Okay. Right, let's just delete this. It's causing havoc. So let's see. I rotate that, move you there. I reckon... What do you mean not enough resources? Again. Out of resources again.
Just what I need.
Get them out of the way. I reckon on a pure I can probably run 4 smelters. Maybe. Let's have a look. We'll have a look now. We'll connect it all up and see how we get on. But if that's the case, that we can run 4 smelters on it, then holy goddamn. I need 1 pure node for the amount of wolfram that we use. To there. You to there. You into there. I don't have to worry about the throughput on the belt because the belt can provide as much... the belt can shift as much as a pure node can. I'm really not worried about that. Okay. It's going to fill that one first, it looks like, but I think that's because that's... Is that the only one I've set the recipe in? It is. So we're going to see a lot more coming down the belt very soon. I do want to add a couple more layers of this on, just like we've got down there. So add a few more back here, but we'll do that in a minute once we've sort of optimized, not optimized, but we've got a lot more coming down the belt now. Just from here, so I want, if this is 4, well, it's not going to come in stacks of 4 because it's all of them are full. Wait, what? They can change over there? Did not realise that was a thing. Really did not realise that was a thing. Is that meant to do that? Really don't know. But I'm going to take it. It's doing whatever it's doing. That's absolutely fine. I think we can handle... I think the belts... it can handle it. There's a lot coming down here, so... That's just a steady stream there. We're using it up. But... We're gonna run this a bit. I believe... I wanted to kind of keep this for smelting up here. And we're going to add another couple smelters on here, I think. Just because I know not further down the line it gets a bit ridiculous. But I know there's going to be a need for a lot of... Great. A lot of wolfram. We haven't even lined them up. What kind of chip shop organisation is this? New smelter. That's lined up. So is that one. Right, okay, so this is... I don't know why it does that. It stutters. It freezes for a second every time you want to play something. Early access things, I'm assuming. Right, so if you go down all the way down the line, we'll see. Just if it's a case of, no, it can only produce, it can only feed, if one node can only feed, you know, two smelters, at least I can just feed that into here. Let's set all these to cows, to that, to wolfram. Okay. So we should be like calling for, like from the extractors, we should be calling for the maximum amount of almost the maximum amount of parts. I'm going to get rid of this one because I kind of feel like I should, if I'm going to use that, hey, what happened here? Did I not? I probably didn't put a pillar underneath. So we've got all the So what I'm going to do now is put these for the outputs. Outputs are going to go here. I'm going to have to put a platform on the edges just so. Right, move that. Connect you. Connect you. Connect you up. You feed into there. You feed into there. You feed into there. And then the outputs. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put platform. Just a single platform. No, I'm not. No, I am not. It was almost like it was planned. Rarity for me. If I'm going to...
I'm detecting increased Fluctuator activity.
Don't give me that. I've still got a couple minutes. Still got a couple minutes yet. We only have to dive down there, so I'm not too bothered. Right. You to there. You to there. Yeah. Okay. Don't know why it won't let you use your camera though. But yeah, we should be pulling, like, requesting maximum amount of resources from over there now. But yeah, I'm going to bring you back once this is gone. And welcome back. So I've just done a little bit of something here. Just put some rails around to stop myself falling off all the time. So what I'm going to do is bring all these ingots down here. And then have processing all along here. Now what I'm trying to aim for is to produce 2 items, but at a mass scale that I could then ship to another place. As the higher products come in, we haven't got them yet, but we need to start raiding some of these what do you call it, outposts, which that's a big one there, and I really do want to dive into that, but we don't have the capability of taking on how much stuff is there without, so we could actually in the next episode set up an outpost with a couple guns and, you know, see how we go from there. Just absolutely laying waste to them with some automatic turrets. So we might give that a go on the next episode. But this one is purely for getting the first part of this factory done, which is pretty much done. We've got these parts being made, but I'm tempted to double the amount of smelters, rip this down, double the amount of smelters like that, so we have an ungodly amount of ingots that we can prioritize to where we need. So I'm going to do that now. I'll rip all this down and then I'll bring you back. So I have done some of this stuff. I have changed up some of these. Let me get rid of that. That was the one I wanted. So yeah, I have changed the layout of how it all works and how it runs through. So essentially, we've got all the ore that builds up in here. It comes down here, which why is that side not working? Unless it's because it's full. Maybe. This is not full, but... Oh, wrong way. That'll do it. That'll absolutely 100% do it. If I could just have a look at this. So this flows down like this. So all this is, I know this is just a trickle at the minute, but that's because I've had the system paused. In a couple of minutes, you'll start seeing hundreds and hundreds of it coming down. But this fills up here. The ingots come out down the edges, which I'm going to build the edges now, or sorry, the storage for it now. So it will come out into 2 lots of storage. Yes. So I was just thinking, is it advisable to do it like this? But we're gonna have it into storage here, and then it'll go off to our fabricators down that end. So let's get this all working and moving and grooving, just so we can get an idea of how much we're producing. Essentially, I want to produce a lot per minute. That is the goal. Basically, I don't have a number in mind, just a lot. So let's have a look at this. So most of these are quite full. I did prime the system beforehand with the stuff that I got from deleting these. So they are all full. And as you know, once I get the next tier of belts, rails, it'll be absolutely fine. It will be absolutely fine. So we're going to do the same with Wolfram here. We're here. We're going to get that up and running. So I'm just going to run up here. I did put some steps in so we can get up he says. So we can get up a little bit easier. I do need to put some turrets dotted around just for baddies when they do eventually come. And yeah, so I just dropped that because I don't need it. The whole system is primed here, actually. Yeah, it is. So we're going to come to the end. I've got this to come down here. And once again, I'm going to take this off to the right. So it's going to go... a bit like this. And we're going to have one rail goes into there. The other rail goes into there. Yeah, that's fine. It says. Going to have set game save. Yes. That into there, that into there. Boom. Boom. Like this. So now what we have is Wolfram moving, steel moving, and I think that's a good point to move off now. I'm gonna set some turrets at the start of the next episode. Set some turrets around the edges, which ones unfortunately I do have to manually feed just to start off with. But we are also on the next episode. We are going to attack that outpost. And we're going to go and try and raid everything we can in that outpost. So stay tuned for that one, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.